Hello, welcome to another Hour of Devastation draft. Let's see if I can make the cards bigger. Here. Oh wow, that's huge. Never actually drafted like this, but I like that. So less cards planes, I'm not going to take that. So here we have a choice between Open Fire in red, and then a lot of blue cards. I think Omnisphinx being the best pick there. And then starting off with Appeal to Authority, which this card is great. I've never actually played with it, but I think it is quite good. But given that Open Fire is the only red card in the pack, if I took the Sphinx, which I think is maybe a better pick, but there's a ton of blue. So like I take a Sphinx and then the person next to me takes like Unsummon, and then I'm fighting over that. But here I'm taking the only red card, passing... Yeah. Taking the only red card, so my person to my left's unlikely to be in red. And I think Open Fire is one of the better commons. It's definitely not the best common, but it is good. Okay, here we have Fraying Sanity. Sweet card if you're trying to go really deep. I think it's much better. It'll probably wheel. So if I see a lot of mill cards, like the Seer, maybe it's worth taking, but I don't think it's good. Crypt of the Eternals is okay mana fixing. Frontline Devastator I don't think is great, so the red card is not amazing. Lethal Sting is very good though, and I think that's going to be my pick. Just 3 mana, kill anything. Usually you have a creature you can put a counter on, and I can pick up the fixing later like Crypt of the Eternals, but I don't even remember seeing any good black in the other pack either, so now the colors that I'm taking I haven't passed like anything in, and I mean starting with 2 very good 3-drop removal spells. Not a bad place to be. Hope to wheel the Crypt though. I do like that card. Okay, this pack is interesting. Not much good in any color really. I think Hippo might be the best, but even then it's not great. The green deserts are very good. I think here I'm just going to take Ramunap Ruins. It is a good desert, and it doesn't cost me that much to play. I mean, like a couple life here or there. But if my deck ends up being, you know, kind of grindy, maybe this can help get through the last points of damage. I'm not too impressed by Gilded Ceradon. I mean, I'll play it if I have to, but I think I'm just going to take the land. Stay open as much as possible. These packs have been awful. Probably just taking the red desert. I don't really like Vile Manifestation. Leona's Defeat is just fine. Spellweaver Eternal's okay, but like I don't think it's worth taking a card in another color. And again, I don't really like Gilded Ceradon. I guess the Aven might be the best card, but not too unhappy about picking up a desert in red. Kind of rewarded now for staying in red. There's a lot of great color cards here. We got a Kenra Scrapper, Magmaroth, Manticore Eternal. In black we have Torment of Scarabs and a Wretched Camel. But I think we're more likely to want to be in red. We only have this one Lethal Sting. And I really like Kenra Scrapper. 3 mana, 2/3 Menace is just really annoying, and it can hit for 4 when it needs to. I think this card's just great. There's enough replaceable like 5 drops or 4 drops where it's not really worth taking these cards. I think the only thing else worth taking is Torment of Scarabs, but given that we're not even really in black and that card's not great in every matchup, I think it's better just to take the Scrapper. Wow, okay. We could take another Ramunap Ruins if we want. That gives us a lot of late game. It's either that, Blur of Blades, or the Wall of Pharaohs. I guess also the Black Desert, but we're not really necessarily in black, and you know, if we have enough of these, we can get a pretty aggressive deck going, so I'm going to take this. Okay, here there's Blur of Blades or a Thorned Moloch. And I guess Kindled Fury, which is okay with some creatures. Like if they double block with a Scrapper and then you give it first strike, that's kind of a blowout. I guess also Marauding Bone Slasher could be an option, because I mean Lethal Sting is a good card, but here I probably just take the Moloch. This card is just okay, and if we want to be aggressive, First Strike is not a bad deal. We can usually pick up a late Blur of Blades anyway. Okay, now Crash Through is just fine. Defiant Kenra is also just fine. I mean, it is a Grizzly Bear. Maybe now it would be right to take the Bone Slasher. I don't really like just plain 2-drops, but in red there aren't that many that are great. So I think here I'm going to take this as a speculative pick in case we end up in black, because this card does attack pretty hard. Now we can take another. Interesting to note that nobody took the blue cards. And actually, maybe I take the Unsummon here. I think Unsummon is just much better than the Bone Slasher, and if blue is this open, blue goes quite well with in the blue-red spells type deck, and Unsummon's pretty great. I can always pick up a late Bone Slasher. Okay, we got Crypt of the Eternals. This helps fix all of our mana, and I think it's better. Cunning Survivor is not that good. Okay, here probably just Kindled Fury if I'm kind of aggressive. This is a spell, but I can always pick those up. Maybe the Reed Stalker is fine. Yeah, I'll take the Reed Stalker. I think I saw a couple more Kindled Fury going around. Here, I'm not going to play Solemnity. I don't think it's that good. Maybe Scrounger of Souls if I end up playing black. Okay, I'll take a Gilded Ceradon now. That card is not the worst. I mean, I have a lot of deserts now, so it's likely to get into for damage. So I think we know we're red. Although we only have like deserts keeping us in red. There just wasn't much good red opened in that pack, which is pretty unfortunate. Whoa. Okay, this is a great pack. Banewhip Punisher. I would take like all of these cards. I want Aerial Guide, Sand Strangler, Paincaster, Banewhip Punisher. Yeah, Ramunap Hydra is excellent as well, and would be good in this. Actually, hang on. Well, no, there's no way it's better than Sand Strangler. We're just gonna take this, and hope to wheel an Aerial Guide maybe, but this card's busted. And pretty glad we have all these deserts now. But that pack was absurd. So yeah, not clear what color we're in just yet between these, but we do know we're almost for sure in red with Open Fire, Sand Strangler, Kenra Scrapper, double Ramunap Runes. I think we're doing alright. Okay, whoever's passing to me is taking a bit. That's alright. I guess I could put this. This card is okay. Okay, nothing here. So in black we have both Merciless Eternal and Torment of Scarabs. In red we just have a Granatic Titan, which I don't think is worth taking. And blue has Tragic Lesson, but I think that's worse than the black options. So if I'm going to take a card, it's going to be one of these black ones. And I actually don't know which one is better. So Merciless Eternal hits really hard. But Torment of Scarabs kind of fits along the theme of burn them out. I mean, you play this on turn 4, they lose a bit of life, and then between Ramunap Ruins and Open Fire, we can kind of burn them out for the rest of the damage. I don't know if that's just better than this card that just hits really hard though. I don't think it is. I think the creature is just stronger. Okay, I think now we're just going to take a Kenra Scrapper. This card is just great. Hits hard. It actually blocks pretty well too. 3 power or 3 toughness is a pretty big deal. Missing out on maybe a Vile Manifestation, but I have 0 cyclers, so pretty happy about the Kenra Scrapper. Okay, so now we have another chance at Torment of Scarabs. if we want. There's also a Ruin Rat and a Thorn Moloch. This is a pretty late run as a Stalwart. I've actually seen quite a lot of green going around. Is it too... I think green would be really good in this deck. I mean, I just need some solid 2-drops. It probably is too late to switch. I think Lethal Sting in the Eternal is better than a single Stalwart. And I can pick up a Rune Rat or Torment of Scarabs. I think here I'm just going to take the Torment. Wow, okay, this pack is great. Inferno Jet really helps perpetuate the damage to the face plan. Between that and the ruins, we have enough burn for like... We have a lot of burn if we take this. Puncturing Blow is probably what we need to take though. Just 4 mana kill almost anything. It exiles gods. Is quite good. And Inferno Jet doesn't really affect the early game that much. So given that we don't have many like 2-drops, and by many I mean we have 0 2-drops, I think we need to take the removal. Whoa. Foil Ramunap Excavator? That's sweet. Probably gonna take Firebrand Archer though. That card's pretty good, especially since it looks like we're kind of trying to burn our opponents out. With some like Afflict, Torment of Scarabs, Ramunap Ruins doing damage. That's just getting in for a couple chip damage. It's pretty nice. And I think I'll take another. I need at least a couple for curve considerations. And I think this is better than another Crypt of the Eternals. I don't think I'm going to be splashing blue. I mean, I just grabbed like 1 unsummon. And missing out on like a Marauding Bone Slasher is just fine. I guess I'll take a third. Okay, given how many 2-1s I have, I think this Kindled Fury is actually pretty decent. Don't really like any of these, but I might actually play without weakness. It triggers Firebrand Archer and keeps them alive. That's so bad, but I don't think I really need a Granatic Titan in this deck. It's a pretty late Sandblast. I'll just take it, but I'm not going to play it. Okay, this deck is really shaping up. I think we need a couple more spells. We're not going to wheel that Inferno Jet, but it would be sweet if we did. And yeah, we're just kind of aggressive. Rune Rat came around. I probably will play this card. It just trades for anything. And it's especially good. Maybe I want another Kindled Fury. These cards are good if you're attacking a lot. Kind of makes me prioritize more 2-drops. Because if you can go like 2-drop, attack, Kindled Fury, I think you're doing quite well. Really sad. Okay, last card's a Mountain. Really sad I don't get to play Drakehaven. The card's just really fun. But much worse than only single Amonkhet, because there's like not that many cyclers. But I will take a Battlefield Scavenger. This is kind of the 2-drop I was looking for. Just 2 mana 2/2. Helps you loot through your deck a bit, and yeah, just get some little incremental value. Missing out on Manticore, which I think I would play in this deck, but having a good curve I think is more important. Wow, okay. I actually, in the last pack, forgot that I was in black completely, because I think there was a Splendid Agony in that pack. I don't know if I would have taken it, given that I need more 2-drops, but I just remembered that. But we're going to take Gravedigger, I think, here. I'm hoping to wheel this Cursed Minotaur or Splendid Agony. Both very good cards. But we already have 3-4 removal spells, and Gravedigger can get back like Sand Strangler. That's a pretty big game, so I'm going to take him. Hope to wheel one of these. But I would even play the Sunscorched Desert if that comes around. Ooh, okay. I think this might actually be a Cartouche of Zeal deck. Just cartouche on Firebrand Archer, ping them for 1, they can't block, get in for 3. I'm not missing out on much else. I guess the other option would be a Sheltered Thicket, just as another cycling land. But given that it's not a desert, I think that's a bit worse, and we're not going to be splashing green. And this means if we find any trials, then they're just that much better. But yeah, I just totally forgot it was in black. I guess I am pretty much just trying to stay mono red. Like Rune Rat, maybe I don't have to play. If I can do that, then my mana just gets much better. But I think now that I have like Gravedigger, Lethal Sting, Merciless Eternal, I think I should probably play black. Okay, this is a really tough pick. Stir the Sands is excellent, but so is Trial of Ambition, especially given that I have a cartouche. Wander in Death is good, Soul Stinger is good. This is really tough. Trial of Ambition. Okay, I think I'm ruling these out. I think it's between these two. Open Fire. I think it's got to be the Trial. Maybe I can pick up another cartouche. This goes well with kind of the early plays that I'm trying to set up. Just 2 mana is such a good tempo play. If you can play like Trial, Cartouche of Zeal, and Trial in the same turn, that's only 6 mana. But yeah, I think it's going to be this. But that's a really tough pick over Stir the Sands. If I hadn't have picked up the cartouche, I think the pick might have been different. And again, that's one of the picks I'm not sure about. But Stir the Sands costing 6 double black kind of put me over the edge. I think Pathmaker Initiate I'm going to take. It helps me just get in some more incidental damage. Just 2 unblockable every turn is pretty great. And I think besides that, I mean, this card's great, but I can't play it in this deck. And Unburden I don't really like that much. And maybe I would take like Evolving Wilds or Manticore, but Pathmaker's good. Okay, what is this? Failure to comply. Return spell to its owner's hand. Okay, that doesn't seem good limited. So here we have actually an interesting pick. Another Pathmaker or Limits of Solidarity. This card can be a huge blowout in the right matchup, but Pathmaker Initiate just means we're hitting for so much damage. Like if we have 2 of these out, we can just hit for 4 unblockable every turn. And I think that's kind of what we want. It goes better, it makes our curve better. I don't think we need necessarily more 4-drops, so I'm going to take the Pathmaker. Okay, we wield the Cursed Minotaur. Wield? I think it's one more pack, but this card's great in our deck. And not playing anything else. Okay, now we'll take Limits of Solidarity. I'm not going to play Hyena pack. Okay, this was the first pack. Maybe a Tormenting Voice. I don't think we have anything good for Nest of Scarabs. That is a late Shimmerscale Drake, though. Okay, now we have an interesting pick. Another Cursed Minotaur or a Sun-Scorched Desert. Okay, I don't think I want Rune Rat. I don't think I like the Moloch. Maybe I could cut the Ceradon. Torment of Scarabs. How many lands is that? 21? Okay, I'm gonna take the Minotaur. I think it's better than 1 colorless land. Yeah, okay, so we still got the land. That's so late, are you kidding me? Wow, red-white was open. Okay. Desert, desert, desert. I don't think I actually want this Crypt of the Eternals. This deck... Well, let's see. Where's my other Ramunap runes? Oh, there's those 2, there's 1 desert. I thought I had 1 more, but I guess it was this. Okay, so I think maybe Gilded Ceradon is good enough, but I like keeping my curve low. But we only have 22. playables right now. So I guess I could still play Torment of Scarabs. I think that actually goes pretty well in this type of deck. Puts my opponent in a lot of trouble, given that I have a lot of like unavoidable damage. Triggers my Firebrand Archers. I like Limits of Solidarity as well. That gives me some good top end. And I think the only other question would be, am I playing Moloch? Is Ceridon better than Torment of Scarabs? That's actually an interesting decision. Or is something like Rune Rat or Thorned Moloch just better than both of these? I think I want to have at least one of these in the deck. I don't think I like playing just some medium 2-drops when I'm actually quite aggressive now. Yeah, and all of my threats are pretty evasive too. Puncturing Blow, Sand Strangler. I actually don't know what's better between these two. Kindled Fury, Cartouche of Zeal. It's probably better just to take the Ceridon, and then I can side in Torment of Scarabs for the right matchups. Because I have 4 deserts, so this is likely to trigger. And I have a lot of menace creatures, so taking out one blocker can be a big deal. Whereas just kind of like, you know, making them discard a card they weren't using, maybe not so important. So I think, yeah, we're going to run it like that. Sort by color. So a lot of my black spells are 3. So the color requirements aren't too strict. But now we're looking at a 10-6 mana base. Although I could play 16 lands, but I think given the double Ramunap runes, 17 is probably okay. Maybe. Maybe I do want 16. I could just cut a mountain for a Tormenting Voice. And this goes quite well with my Firebrand Archers. Maybe just a Rune Rat. I mean, this card does trade for anything, but it doesn't hit very hard. But I think given my curve, the double Kindled Fury, I probably just want another 2-drop. And 16 lands makes me pretty aggressive. I gotta make sure that fits the color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black. That's not that many. But this deck does kind of have problems if it floods. Let's see, I guess Battlefield Scavenger can help me not flood. Merciless Eternal lets me discard lands. I can activate Ramunap Ruins. Okay, I think 17. I'm gonna look through it, but this is what I'm probably gonna play. See you guys round 1.